So, good morning. Welcome back, Golden Rams fans, to another edition of a chat with Coach Gray, head coach of the Albany State football team. I am your host this week. I am Miss P, the Assistant AD of Strategic Communications, and we're coming off an exciting homecoming 7-3 win over Tuskegee University. Coach Gray, if you can open up with a few comments about this past weekend's game, and then we'll go into this upcoming week.
Uh, this week was obviously homecoming. So for us, it was a really, really exciting time in and around the community and around the campus and all that good stuff. So to go out and be able to secure a victory was the most important thing. When it comes down to it, our guys fought hard. They played hard for 4 quarters and ended up having to win it there at the end. I didn't expect anything different from a Coach Aaron coached football team over at Tuskegee. He's a hell of a football coach. Had his guys ready to play, and they did just that. Fortunately for us, we were able to score there early in the game. We lost our number 2 quarterback there early and ended up playing with our true freshman that did some good things to help us secure the win. But our defense stood up in the paint when time was needed. They did a hell of a job containing that offense, although there were some things that we need to clean up from a defensive standpoint in the secondary, with allowing them to get behind us a couple of times and the quarterback overthrowing it. But at the end of the day, they made the plays that were there to be made, and unfortunately it led to us being able to secure the victory. So I'm just proud of the way our team fought for 4 quarters, and looking forward to continuing with whoever's next.
We'll turn over to any questions from the media.
Good morning, Coach. Big question is Benedict College. What do you know? They're undefeated. What's it going to take to get through that?
Playing a good football game. It's no different than any other week that we suit up and go play a football game. We gotta play a clean, tough, physical football game in order to go up there and beat the best team in the SIAC right now. So for us, our preparation this week is key, and making sure that we are putting our guys in situations to play fast and be able to go out there and react versus think.
Coach, how much does your offense change when you do have quarterback issues? You said your backup quarterback was injured. You had to play your freshman. How much does that adjust the way that you make play calls?
In my mind, it doesn't adjust much because the game plan is the game plan. So at the end of the day, our quarterbacks, as we talk about each and every day, they have to be prepared because they're one play away, whether you're the backup, whether you're the third string, or whatever the case may be. Our next up mentality has to be that of, when my numbers call, I got to be ready to go. So for us, when it comes down to it, there may be a couple of different thoughts, but our game plan can't change in the middle of the game just because we have a guy that goes down.
Where you talked about the defense, they really set the tone early and didn't let up. Let's talk a little bit more about the defense, in particular. Derek Drayton, and Ham, a couple of other guys made some really big key plays, and the big play with the interception at the 7-second mark in the fourth quarter.
Just our defense as a whole is playing well. Our defensive line is setting the tone with the way they're getting after the run and getting after the quarterback, and which allows our linebackers to sort of kind of run around a little bit freely and make tackles around the field. So for us, everything for us, both offensively and defensively, starts with our D-line. And our D-line has been doing a tremendous job, again, of getting penetration, playing vertical through the line of scrimmage and things of that magnitude. So for us, Derek Drayton is a guy that's helping with that. But I think collectively we're doing a good job as a unit doing the things that's asked of them by Coach French's and our defensive coordinator, Coach Cash. But it was a total team effort when it came down to this win from a defensive standpoint, and our guys are really starting to come together and play good football.
Coach, going on the road can always be sometimes of a hassle or a burden. How have you seen your team react or change their mindset when they do go on the road?
We don't allow it to be a distraction because our process for traveling it never changes. So for us, we get our work in during the week. And we just try to treat it as a home away from home when it comes down to being on the road. Because at the end of the day, we can't allow traveling to be a reason that we can't win a football game just because we're on the road. So we treat our road games as home games just away from campus. And our guys understand the process and understand the standard when we get on the road. So we don't necessarily look at that as a disadvantage. The only disadvantage that it may end up being is we don't necessarily have the crowd that we would like, but at the end of the day, that doesn't keep us from playing the type of football that we're capable of playing.
Your early thoughts on seeing Benedict on film? They've had some close games, just like you've had some close games. What do you see, and what problems do they present for your team?
I'm not sure yet. I'm watching film to starting today, so I'll have an answer for that later on in the week.
What about the quarterback situation, Coach?
We're getting some information from our athletic training staff as we speak. So once I get some more information, I'll be able to update you guys on that.
What did you tell your freshman after his performance and going out there and seeing some live action? What did you tell him after the game?
Proud of the way that he played. There's obviously some corrections that we need to make, but at the end of the day, he made some key plays, some key runs that he made with his legs that helped us continue drives and make first downs. But at the end of the day, there's some things that we definitely got to clean up and make sure that if his number's called again, which it probably might be, that he just needs to make sure that he's making the plays that are there for him to make.
How much do you try to relate to him, your experience being a freshman playing, and the feelings and the thoughts that should be going through his mind when he's thrusted out there in a situation like that?
I can't relate to him as playing as a freshman because I didn't play as a freshman. But when it comes down to playing a game of football, just the experiences as a quarterback, we have our certain talks and we have our the ability to share some comments and some things about the way that I did things. But at the end of the day, he's not me, and none of these kids are me. And my experience was a lot different than what they're going through now. But despite all that, there are things that we do talk about in terms of situational football that we got to make sure that he understands, and every quarterback understands in the program, so that if their number is called, they're able to handle those situations as best they can.
Hey, Coach, the running game has really stepped up with Isaiah not being there. White and Thomas and those guys are doing a really good job. What's going on with the line there to make that happen?
As I told you, our game starts up front on both sides of the ball. Our offensive line takes pride in what they do. They take pride in allowing our running backs to be able to get through the line of scrimmage cleanly. We had some issues with that this week, but at the end of the day, we made the corrections on yesterday because we were 24 hours to celebrate the win and get it out of our system. So by 4 o'clock yesterday when we met, we made the corrections. We got our conditioning in on yesterday, and we're looking forward to taking on Benedict this upcoming weekend. But our offensive line and our defensive line is where it really truly starts, in the trenches, and our team understands that, and they really, really thrive on that.
Coach, are you concerned at all about your offensive output as far as point output? I mean, when you only score 7, your defense steps up, only allows 3. How much do you remind your offense that, that is not necessarily the norm in college football, where you can only score 7 and win a game?
From what I understand, the way I was taught football, all you got to do is win by 1 point. That's all that matters. How many points we put up on the board don't matter. As long as our defense is able to tell us, hey, coach, we got you, then that's all that matters. Yeah, we didn't put up the 7 points, but we won the game. So at the end of the day, it was enough. So when it comes down to it, we take pride in having each other's back on both special teams, offense and defense. So if 7 points is enough to win a football game, then we're happy with the win, and we'll make the corrections that we need to make moving forward.
Greg, what's your message to the team this week? Where I know there's going to be some people speculating this is a rematch game from 2 years ago, but we want to put that in the back of our mind and more in the present day. What's the message going into this week?
It's the same message we have every week, to be honest with you, T. It's a conference game. It's the next one that's up, and so it's the most important one. Yes, Benedict is undefeated. Benedict is a really, really good football team, but at the end of the day, our approach and our process in terms of preparation won't change when it comes down to it, because we got to prepare the same way that we prepare every week, and this week is no different. But yeah, the comparison to 2 years ago and things of that magnitude, they're a totally different football team. They're a totally different coach team, and we have really no thoughts about 2 years ago when we met them in the championship game. So this team that we have is totally different. Although there are some guys that are still on this team and they remember that, but that thought about 2 years ago is something that's really not something that's in the present, in the forefront of our minds.
Okay. Are there any more questions from the media this morning?
One thing that I noticed when I was going through statistics this morning was Benedict leads the conference in forced fumbles and recovered fumbles. Is that something you are going to be addressing, like making sure they're not doing, able to do that?
We work on ball security each and every day, so we address ball security issues each and every practice. So when it comes down to understanding what the standard is, we work on our standards each and every day in practice, and ball security is one of those. So while they are leading the conference in terms of forced fumbles and fumble recoveries, we put an emphasis on ball security each and every day in our program. So that's something that we won't necessarily harp upon more and more because of that, because we talk about it each and every day already.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
Coach, are you ever concerned that if you do harp on something like that too much, that it can force your team to press a little bit and get character?
I'm not sure, because I don't harp upon things like that. Because there's situational football that we work on every week, and when it comes down to things like turnovers and putting emphasis on that, obviously we always talk about protecting the football, but we don't necessarily get into harping upon that and making that a point of emphasis, because again, it's something that we work on each and every day, and that's the point of emphasis for us. The fact that we spend time working on it each and every day lets them know that it's important enough for us to have it a part of our practice, so they should understand how important it is to us when it's all said and done.
Good deal. If there aren't any more questions at this time, Coach Gray, we appreciate your time. Congratulations again on the win this weekend. The Golden Rams hit the road from one of the biggest games of the season, a fight for number one, as we head to Columbia, South Carolina, to face the Benedict Tigers. And again and always, go Rams.
Thank you.
Thank you.